Morning, Good
morning, Chavirim. A little bit freestyle today out of the Seder of Chaye moharan. This is our Chaye moharan today, okay? So everybody, today is the Yortzeit. How it comes up now that I need to tell you this, based on the conversation we just had a second ago, and it turns out that yesterday, or it's today, was the Yortzeit of Rav Shimon Shapira. Rav Shimon Shapira was tzaddik, kadosh of Yerushalayim, Hasid Breslev, son of Rav Shimon Shapira, who was Saraf of Yerushalayim, who are Hasidei Breslev in Yerushalayim, the real Hasidei Breslev. So he's a known tzaddik, okay? Now his avoida was like the real Breslevers of no pirsomet. He won't do nothing to get any attention as if he's a Rebbe. If you ever saw him in Uman, when he would get an aliyah in the kloitz, he would say the brachot so monotone, not to show any islavus. You saw he said the bracha, Burich, he's saying Baruch, Ata, like so monotone that you're not going to give him any kavod and anything. He would sweep the shul in Yerushalayim. He was running away here and there. And I was once in the shul in Mesharim. It's very good to go into these places and to see these people, and even though it's not your Rav, to see holy people. I went there to see him pray mincha. He would cry and every time he would pray, he would cry. You can't fake this. I went to his house. I sat in his house. He was living it like, it looked like poverty over there. He gave chizuk and Rabbeinu. Anyways, once I was there in the shul, and Meir Elkabetz, I was speaking with Meir, and he says, you know Rav Shimon? I said, no, I know Rav Shimon. You want to speak to Rav Shimon? I said, okay. He takes me and he puts me in the corner with Rav Shimon Shapira. So right away, Aramakom, he tells me, first thing, where are you from? You have kids? I didn't have kids. It was 9 years that I didn't have kids. You didn't have kids. I said, no, I don't have kids. He tells me, your wife wears a tichul or a sheitel? She wears a wig or she wears a... I said, she wears a sheitel. She wears a sheitel. I said, tell her that she's going to put on a tichul and you're going to have a kid. That's what he tells me. Right away, the first thing I meet him.
Where the food?
Okay? I told him, she, my wife is from Chabad family. And Chabad family is specifically sheitel. Specifically a sheitel, specifically a wig. Okay. And plus, she works in Beit Rivka. And the policy in Beit Rivka is to wear a wig. He says, no problem. In Beit Rivka, wear a wig. And at home and outside Beit Rivka, she should wear the tichul. Okay. Now, what did I do? I didn't do anything, because I have a Rav Kenny. And let me tell you a story within a story of Rav Kenny. Okay? After I got married, right after the wedding, I came into the Rav. I sat with my wife, and the Rav tells us, right away, he tells me, not right away. His way was not right away. His way, we spoke about everything. He schmoozed about this, about that, and he would always insert in the conversation things, and only when you leave, you're like, what did he mean by that? And then you see, every time he's always on the money, it's always beremes. The Rav was always beremes. It's never, you always give you the choice to feel, yes, he knows, no, he doesn't know, always. So in that first conversation after the wedding, he tells me, and you're going to have kids, and you're going to have good kids, and don't worry about it. And he tells me, Savnanut, you're going to have kids, Bezrat Hashem. I don't think he told me Savnanut there. He told me you're going to have kids, and kept thinking about it, almost describing the kids. And he told me, almost the amount of kids I'm going to have, without saying. So I come out to my wife, I said, that's really weird what he told me, the Rav. What do you mean? We just got married in a year, we're going to have a bris. And 1 year passes, and a second year passes, and a third year passes, and I start to get nervous. After 2 or 3 years, I was really nervous. Really. Imagine, young couple, 1 year, 2 years, now you see it's things, and things are happening. And after 1 year, I went into Uman, and the Rav, it was like a table like this. He would be sitting where you're sitting, over there. David and Shlomo was sitting. And you come into the room. I came into the room. I think it was Erev Rosh Hashanah, or it could have been after Pesach. I can't remember, because we used to go after Pesach with him also. I came in the room, the Rav stood up. He stood up. He hit the table, and he told me like this. And by the way, I had told nobody my worries. I didn't tell anybody my worries, not one person. I didn't tell anybody. He told me, David, Yelecha Yeladim Bevadai Savnanut. That's what he told me. You will have kids, guaranteed. Patience. That's what he told me. So he said that he knew. So it wasn't. I was always thinking, what he told me that first meeting after the wedding was that. Did he know what he's saying? Basically, he was telling me it's going to take time. Hold on. And he would every time, once in a while, he would always tell me, "It's coming. Relax." Once I came in Rosh Hashanah, I said, "Rav, this year." He told me, he didn't answer. He told me, "Berachamim utachanunim." Lord, we don't ask like that. We don't force. Some people, you force the tzaddik. He told me, we don't force. Fine. But every once in a while, he would give me the reassurance it's coming. Now listen to this. This is why I had to go back to Rav Kenny before I listened to Rav Shimon. Once the Rab was here, and we brought him to Tosha Rebbe. Okay, Tosha Rebbe was already very weak. The last years of his life, he wasn't speaking. He was in his chair, his head was down, he was almost not communicating. And when you would go into him, and he would look up, though. He would look up and he would look at you, and he would see, and you would feel like he's connected. So the Rav Kenny wanted to meet him. It was a whole story, fixing up something that happened 20 years ago. And the Rav came in, and the Rav went on his knee, and he was looking him in the eye. It was almost like 10, 15 minutes just looking, and he wanted everybody out of the room. Knee? The Rav was like, went down on his knee and just looking, like they were talking in their minds. Okay? Telepathy. Yeah. And so everybody there with the Rav, the Gabbai is giving brachas. The Rebbe, the Rebbe zogt and and he's yelling, and the Tosh Rebbe is going like, is he going? He's not going. Is the Rebbe saying? He's saying. So I was also there, and I told the Gabbai, they knew. So they darf Kinder, hab nicht no have kids. Rebbe, darf Kinder, Okay, now the Rab is there. Now you understand. Look, the Rab is promising me for years, kids. Promise. There's other people I know didn't have kids. The Rab would not promise to say, he wouldn't say a thing. There's somebody in Monsey would come to the Rav for kids. The Rab wouldn't say yes or no. He wouldn't say anything. Meaning, if he's telling you, it's money in the bank. The next day, the Rab is in the house of Rav Shimon Shapira. He was receiving people there, and I was in the house. I used to drive the Rav from Monsey to Montreal. So I'm with him the whole week. So now, the Rav is receiving people. I'm looking at the Sfarim that he has, Rav Shimon, and all of a sudden, the Rav is out of the office. He's standing next to me. Like there was a break, and he's standing next to me. I don't have a chance to say a thing. I look at him. He says, Pam, he starts telling me a story. Listen to the story, doesn't. He says, Pam, once there was the Rebbe of Chernobyl that came to a city. And the way it used to be is that the Rebbe needs money for all his projects, and he comes to the city square, and whoever gives the biggest donation to the Rebbe will have the schut of the Rebbe coming to his house for Shabbat. So there was nobody giving a good donation. And there was a Chassid Brest over there, a Talmid of Rav Nosson, that he said, what a busha for a tzaddik. It was embarrassing that he's not getting a donation. So he gave a big amount. He gave the amount that the Rebbe came to him for Shabbos. The Rav is telling me the story. So now the Shabbos goes by, and at the end of Shabbos, the Rebbe asked the Balabait, how can I pay you back? What bracha do I give you? And he says, the Chassid, I don't need any bracha. I just want to do a mitzvah. Mechabed Tamid Chacham, I don't need bracha. The Gabbai tells the Rebbe, he has no kids. Give him a bracha for kids. So the Rabbi is telling me, the Rebbe is about to start saying a bracha for the kids, for this Chassid Brestev. The Chassid Brestev, as he's about to take it out of his house, he says, stop! He says, what? He says, I already have a bracha from my Rebbe, Rav Nosson. Rav Nosson already promised me kids. If you give me the bracha, afterwards they're going to not say it's from Rav Nosson, they're going to say it's from you. Stop, I don't need it. And then the Rab looks at me and tells me, Ze emunat chachamim. That's emunas chachamim. And my face becomes white. You understand what he just told me? What are you asking? You need to ask a bracha from somewhere else? I promised you, I'm paying for it. By the way, the week that my wife gave birth, the Rav had kidney stones. He was in the hospital. Almost that he paid that the birth should go well with his kidney stones. They said that giving kidney stones is giving birth. The day of the brit, the Rav was just recovering from kidney stones. It was not normal, and I never heard him have before and never after. The tzaddik promises you something. I took it. Why do you have to go somewhere else? Where's your emunat chachamim? So now I had that story a few years before. You ready? So now go back. Rav Shimon Shapira tells me it was Elu. It was Elu. I was there in Elu, and I went from there to Uman. I went to the Rav. I spent like a week or two in Sfas with the Rav, and then I was in Yerushalayim for a few days. I went to the shul, and then I went to Uman. And
She stayed with the shaitel.
Huh?
She stayed.
Well, no, listen to this. So now I learned my lesson. I'm not going for brachas anywhere for kids, right? I'm not asking anybody. The Rav promised me I'm not. He told me the lesson. I learned my lesson. Now I did not ask this from Rav Shimon. Rav Shimon comes in and says, right away, you don't have kids? Put on the shaitel, change the shaitel, you can have kids. Stop, pause. I go to Tzfat. I go sit by the Rav. I'm not going to make the same mistake. Rav, you're my Rav. Here's what happened. I'm telling you what happened. I didn't ask for this. I came in, Rav Shimon was a tzaddik. Everybody accepted. They were bididu. They were. I said, listen what he told me. I said, Rav Shimon told me. Rav Shimon Shapira. He told me, Rav Shimon, that if my wife puts on a tichel, I'm gonna have a kid. He told me like this. I'm not michayev you to put on that. Meaning you're gonna have it without that. I'm not michayev you. I'm not. He goes. You have the bracha from me without that. Wait. Then he tells me. And they told me people come from a community. They come from a family. There's a certain minhag. Ani lo michayev. Aval ze dvar tov. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Once he said it's a good thing, I called my wife. I said, listen, here's what happened. I saw Rav Shimon. I went to the Rav. If I don't go to the Rav after I hear from Rav Shimon, my wife will not. She doesn't want to hear about it. Our Rav is the Rav. We do what he says. I did my due diligence. I called. Here's what he said. If the Rav says it's a good thing, I'm changing now. She changed because Rav Kenning said it's a good thing. She changed it that day. I don't know if it was that day or the day after. And she still wore it in school. And today she doesn't wear it anymore because she doesn't work in Beit Rivka. She works in Ma'o. And guess what? That was a few days before Rosh Hashanah in Elul. My son was born on 27th of Av, 9 months later.
Wow.
9-10 months later. You understand? 11 months later?
To the bidyu.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that was the story. Why am I telling you that story today? What does that have to do? That was the story today that we have to know about everything that's going on. So now somebody tells me something to do for this. 1 second. You have a Rav, you have a Moreh Derech, you have a Tzaddik, you have a promise. Have emunat chachamim. Just want to share that, and it turns out that this story is on the Yortzeit of Rav Shimon Shapira. I can't remember if it was last night or it was today's on the Yortzeit. Hazak u Baruch.